Hi again, welcome back to Pages, Picks, and Pans. Today, we're going to go into the Disney Vault. We're going to look at the black hole. Now, I saw this when it first came out in the theater, and I was pretty excited, but I was maybe all of 10 years old. And it's not hard to excite a 10-year-old by going to the theater. It's a lot harder to excite someone my age. This film felt long. It's only 98 minutes, but I swear it took me 2.5 hours to get through it. Now, when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of pretty mediocre sci-fi TV. I mean, this was the era when Space 1999 ran on TV, and I loved that show. Oh, Buck Rogers, too. That was on there with Gil Gerard. Both of those shows had sets that looked like they were styrofoam and cardboard, and this movie looks about the same. Despite Disney's huge budget, I mean, yes, some of the sets are large, but they don't look particularly solid. It has a very typical sci-fi adventure cast with your headstrong captain, your excited young first mate, or whatever you want to call him, some science guy, token woman. There's a good little robot on the ship named Vincent, sort of your BB-8 or R2 variety of small droid. And of course, the deal is they're on this ship. They come close to a black hole, but they see a bunch of other ships sort of hanging around at the edges. One of them is a ship that one of the crew's fathers used to be the captain of, and they're very confused as to why this ship is still floating around out in space. So they go investigate. When they get onto the ship, they find a mad scientist, an evil robot, a whole bunch of mindless android-type robots, and a bunch of attack bots, which I presume were stormtrooper analogs because they also couldn't hit anything with their weapons. So I did check. This came out after Star Wars, so it didn't lend anything to Star Wars. It borrowed from it, for sure. It borrowed from every other sci-fi adventure story out there and every other Western. Like, it is not an original plot. But the thing that made me the craziest in watching it as an adult was the hackneyed way they dealt with the robots in a very classist way. So on the ghost ship, or whatever the hell you want to call it, there was a beat up version, an older version of Vincent, so an earlier Vincent. So good Vincent, new Vincent, is voiced by Roddy McDowall, a very proper British voice. And beat up Vincent is voiced by Slim Pickens. So you get this ridiculous down south hick nonsense. Sounds like Tow Mater from Cars, and it is the most classist garbage I can think of. I couldn't take a single thing that robot said to heart because I was just distracted. I mean, it was so frustrating. For the most part, this does not hold up. It gets a couple of points for nostalgia, so I'll give it 2 stars. But I don't know if this is on Disney Plus. If it is, pick something else. Watch The Mandalorian again. I don't care. Leave this one alone. Don't do it. That's a pan. And this has been Pages, Picks, and Pans. I'll be back again soon, hopefully with something better.